Another way that we deal with conflict, the first category we talked about is the escape category. This category is the attack response, the attack category. So there's two again, just like the escape, we had denying and flight. In the attack, we have assault and litigation. So assault really is to bring about insults, or maybe we retaliate with force. Could be physical force or verbal force, emotional force. Sometimes that's even comes across as manipulation. We say things that are hurtful. We say things, or we ignore people, or we give them the cold shoulder, or we try to manipulate the situation by bringing in our own thoughts and our force behind it, coercing somebody into thinking or feeling something so that we can get back at them. Sometimes this is even verbal assaults. We say things, we insult somebody, we call them names, and we veil our humor, or we have dark humor, or we use sarcasm. You guys ever use sarcasm? Because sometimes we don't even realize it, but when we use sarcasm, it's a way that we deal with conflict. We kind of veil our own thoughts in the humor. And it's interesting because there's a proverb, one of my favorite proverbs, and it's kind of funny, but at the same time, there's a serious truth to it. In Proverbs 26:18, it says, like a maniac shooting flaming arrows of death is one who deceives their neighbor and says, I was only joking. So our words can be very, very painful and hurtful. Our actions, the way that we present ourselves to people, can be hurtful. And so that one attack response category is assault, where we manipulate situations, or we come back with verbal argument. And I think we see this a lot in our culture where we actually promote this, that it's actually, you're like a scaredy cat, or you have no pride, or your reputation almost decreases if you don't come back at somebody with some kind of saying or phrase, or manipulating them, or making fun of them. And we laugh at other people who are, oh man, you got roasted, or we make fun of people who got made fun of, instead of standing up for what's right. And we just make conflicts so much worse. So that's one, is the assault. The other one is litigation. So litigation is pleading before the public opinion. So really the extreme of this is taking someone to court, where you are promoting your side of what happened and trying to defend yourself and plead your case. So a more of mild case of what we see this happening in everyday life. Say somebody says something about you, or you see someone does something that hurts you or offends you. And so what you do, instead of going to that person, is what we do is we go to other people, our friends, or people that we care about, and we want to share our opinion, our side of what we've noticed or what hurt us. And so in a way, we are building our case against someone else. And really what we're doing is we're gossiping. We're spreading rumors about people. We're making the situation even worse, because now we're bringing in other people who are innocent, that don't know the situation. And you might not even know the situation completely, but instead of talking to that person about what happened or what was said, we go and we try to build a case, to sway people to our side. That person, you wouldn't believe what this person did to me. They said this about me, or they did this. Could you believe that? And so we start to try to contaminate or manipulate other people into thinking the same way that we are thinking about somebody, instead of dealing with the conflict and talking with that person first. It really disrupts and makes the conflict even worse and harder to deal with when we do that. Have you ever done that in a conflict? Someone hurt you, and maybe you attacked with a verbal insult, or even used sarcasm. Or maybe you are someone that tends to litigate, where you talk to other people about what happened, and maybe that happens on social media. So Evie's knocking at the door, but talk about it in your small groups, okay? The escape response, denial, flight, attack response, assault, and litigation. Where do you start to see yourself leaning more on one or the other, or have you seen yourself kind of go to both of these things? Talk about it in your small group and think through how that has affected conflict and situations in your life or in your friend's life.